Adam Schiff, oh, we love Shifty Schiff, don't we? He decided to do an interview on The View. Now, he does not. Like, usually he goes on MSNBC, and that's about it. Places that are very safe for an Adam Schiff to do an interview. And he goes on, and Morgan Ortagus, who used to be the spokesperson for the U.S. State Department under Secretary Pompeo, was one of the guest hosts of The View. So, surprise, surprise, Adam Schiff, you might get a tough question. Take a listen to this exchange. Remember, putting this all into scope and detail, that we now have a national security advisor to the President of the United States who also had the same bogus information. Take a listen, Bite 17.
You may have helped spread Russian disinformation yourself for years by promoting this. I think that's what Republicans and what people who entrusted you as the Intel Committee chair are so confused about your culpability in all of this.
Well, I completely disagree with your premise. It's one thing to say allegations should be investigated, and they were. Mm-hmm. It's another to say that we should have foreseen in advance that some people were lying to Christopher Steele, which is impossible, of course, to do. But let's not use that as a smokescreen to somehow shield Donald Trump's culpability for inviting Russia to help him in the election, which they did, for trying to coerce Ukraine into helping him in the next election, which he did, into inciting an insurrection, which he did. None of that is undercut. None of that serious misconduct is in any way diminished by the fact that people lied to Christopher Steele.
No, I think just your credibility is.
Well,
listen, I'm proud of her for taking the stand to Schiff. He's a shifty guy. He went through his list of, this doesn't the fact that it was all fake doesn't undercut anything. The fact that it's all lies does undercut everything. It undercuts the beginning of why he had started an investigation from House Intel. It undercuts the impeachment. Because the impeachment was done solely because, it didn't work for Mueller, so they needed to move to some other issue. So with people that the entire National Security Council was on the stinking phone call, as well as others from the government, that he was trying to get the powerful Ukrainian influence to somehow alter a U.S. election, which ultimately he's not in office right now.
Yeah, with the story concocted by the whistleblower that came to Adam Schiff behind the scenes and worked with him to craft this story. Look, I mean, in that soundbite you just played, Jordan, he said, well, all we were doing is investigating every allegation. What did he say here? He said, allegations should be investigated. Okay, well, that's not what he said in the moment. When this was actually contemporary, when it was happening, Jordan, he said, I have absolute proof of collusion. He didn't say, I'm going to investigate every allegation. He said, I have absolute proof, and it's going to be my job to put that proof in front of you. The only problem is, Jordan, he never put it in front of us. Why did he never put it in front of us? Because he never had it.
And that's why she said your credibility is diminished. He kept talking about how he had the info. I've got the info. And this is why people like Jake Sullivan, all of this needs to be drilled down, because there were so many people who claimed that this was accurate, that this was good information. And and in some cases there was no information at all. But now he's at least admitting that it was all a lie. He is admitting that now. He just says it's a lie, but that doesn't undercut what he was doing.
Well, he used it for political purposes that totally divided the nation for years, and he said that he had absolute proof of collusion between Trump and the Trump campaign and the Russians. There is no absolute proof. He did not have it. I think he knew at the time that he did not have it, and yet he is still sticking to his story that somehow he is not culpable in this. He's the head of the House Intel Committee, one of the most powerful committees in our Congress, and they are privy to information that no one else has, and he said there was evidence of collusion. We now know that there was collusion, all right, between the Hillary Clinton campaign and the Russians.